everyone, and welcome to the newest edition of videos of Ms.Paws Companion Foods and Services. Today, I think it's pretty appropriate that we cover fleas and ticks since it is the springtime now officially, whether you're in Cleveland and you got 3 seasons a week or you actually have proper weather and it might be springtime. It's a good time to cover this because the bugs are awakening and you might have seen a bee or two out or you may have heard a fly buzzing around. But not only those we have to worry about, it's definitely time for flea and tick season. So I'll give you a few things that we need to cover on cats, on dogs, fleas and ticks, and then we'll give you some treatments, and then we'll give you maybe a scenario in between. So we'll start by letting you know, fun fact for sure, because I have to give you some, all the details. Did you know that the most common flea that we see on animals actually comes from a cat? The dog flea is actually pretty rare. She just knocked over everything. The dog flea is actually pretty rare. So what we commonly see stop on our companions is the cat flea. She's having a zoomy attack right now, and I'm ouch. And I'm trying so hard to keep the screen up, but she is attacking everything. Dora, oh my goodness. Anywho, first thing we're going to cover is dogs, and what you need to know about dogs for fleas and ticks or any type of prevention, medication, or any advice that I'm going to generally give is that dog things are for dogs. You never want to mix up dog things with cat things, but we'll stick to the dogs right now. You want to use dog for dog. Also, you want to start giving treatment for fleas and ticks around 7 to 8 weeks, or at least when they're around 4 pounds. There's different ways to do that. You can do a 30-day treatment, which is the ones that go in their back, behind their shoulders. You have that option. You have Anywho, we'll continue. I'll edit that out if I need to. But the other type of option that you have is a herbal supplement. Something like Wondercide is a product that I used before. It doesn't have any active ingredients. It has neem, rosemary, cedar oil, and things like that are more of a natural repellent that'll keep the bug away from you, and it's also good for humans as well. I've used it on myself for camping, and it also works well with cats. So bringing it on in, we'll talk about cats. And as I said earlier, you really, 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 really want to make sure that you use cats for cats. You do not want to give cat medication to a dog. There are other chemicals in there that will really, really become fatal if ingested, if put on, or if anything happens with the bloodstream mixing those two chemicals from cat and dog. You do not want to do. So always remember, just use cat. If you don't have it, please go look for help, but do not mix ingredients. I would not advise that. Moving on, I do want to say that you want to start again at about 7 to 8 weeks, or at least when they're around 2 pounds. The reason you want to do this is because cats do have a sensitive respiratory system and sensitive bloodstream. They're really, really weird. So you just want to make sure that everything that you're putting on them, their bodies can actually handle and receive, and it won't become fatal. Again, as I'm saying this, she's chewing on my light, and you'll see the shadow cast it as the light moves further away. She's ridiculous. So, anywho, moving on. So, in order to apply some of these treatments, I'll show you how to do it on one of my friends here. So in order to apply a topical treatment, which is the ones that go in between their shoulder blades, you see this nice line here. So our companions have shoulders, obviously, but when you get in between those shoulder blades, you want to make sure that you split the fur and you're actually getting it onto their skin. These products only work well when you get them onto the skin. Often people get them into the fur and they end up getting washed off or rubbed off or licked off or any other type of thing that they might be doing, and you're actually avoiding your treatment at that point. So again, make sure that you get in between the shoulder blades, you spread that fur, and you get right down that line, taking it all the way down, right until the squeeze is done in the tube. You'll know when you're done. So that's how you apply those. Also, things to remember when applying treatments that go in between the shoulder, anything really that you'll spray onto your companion, you want to make sure that you at least do not give them a bath for at least 3 days after that. You want to let those ingredients seep in, get into the oils of the skin, get into everything that it needs to do in order to actually protect your companion. Also, another thing to remind yourself is if you're using a product that goes on the skin and you do give a bath after those 3 days or so, you do have to remember you are bringing down the effectiveness of that product. So in the summertime, trying to make your dog, just not go into the pool after you applied on the topical medication may seem impossible for some people. So you do have other options as well that may be helpful, such as like a Seresto collar, which I've used before, that works well for dogs and cats. Pro hard. We talked about all the things. Okay, so something that also that you will talk about too is that if you ever get into a situation with fleas, oh, let me tell you from personal experience, I've had a dog that I got literally from walking down the street, took it home, decided I loved it, and I thought this dog was like a reddish dusty brown color. Turned out he wasn't. He was covered in dirt and fleas. And so after that point I realized that I may have started a little flea infestation. So what I did from that point is what you want to do: strip everything down. You want to get rid of everything automatically, immediately. You don't have to throw it away. Definitely wash it and then make sure you dry it in the dryer on some really hot dryer, maybe 2 cycles if you need to. You want to make sure that you're getting rid of all these bugs and their eggs too. Also, what you want to do after that is you definitely want to vacuum the area. You want to clean that area as good as you can. Make sure you're doing this daily too, because again, if you're vacuuming the area, you may have gotten the live ones and then some may hatch and you may have eggs. Also, when you're vacuuming, make sure that you take that vacuum out. Just because you think that they're sucked up doesn't mean that they have legs and they can't crawl right back out. So definitely make sure that when you're vacuuming, you're doing this daily, that you do make sure that you take that vacuum out daily as well, or you may be reintroducing yourself to the same problem. Also, what I would recommend too is using a product called Diatomaceous Earth. I like that product a lot, not only because it's safe for our companions, but it's really cool. So it's shredded up fossils of an insect and you lay it down, and when the other insects walk through it, it's like shards of glass to them, and you kind of see what happens there. We don't have to get too gross, but you kind of see the point. But that product is also really good for your companions. So if they get it on them or if they eat it or ingest it, it's also fine. They have a few treatments that they actually use with Diatomaceous Earth to get rid of some internal parasites. So the next thing that you want to do after you cleaned up everything, after you got your daily routine down packed, you got rid of all the bad things, what you want to do next is you definitely want to use prevention. After you use prevention, well, back it up a step. So yes, you do want to clean up. I didn't mention your companion. You do want to clean up and all those great things. You do want to prevent things from happening. But let me tell you about this great thing called Capstar. Capstar is this product that you give to your companions, and all the live fleas that go on them fall off in about 30 minutes. They do have other chemicals and products too, like knockoff, that's like a spray. It's an aerosol base that you can use also in your room. But I like the Capstar because I know it's not typically going to harm our companion, and you can literally see the fleas jumping off, and it's crazy. But then after that, you want to start your prevention. So now we're back in the full loop. Once you got your prevention going, you want to make sure that you stay on top of that and find the thing that's going to work best for you and your companion. Find something that's safe for them, but also find something that's going to work for you. Some people miss the 30-day loop just because it's hard to keep up with. The Seresto collar for me was amazing. It's a 9-month collar. You just slip right on them and you don't worry about a thing. And I'm telling you, it really works. So we talked about all the things that you can do for treatment. I'll go over it again really briefly. For treatment, the first thing you want to do is you want to get rid of everything, wash everything, dry everything as good as you can, clean that whole area. Get your Diatomaceous Earth. Make sure you vacuum daily and get all the things going in your house for your routine. You want to address the companion, give them a Capstar or something to initially start the treatment. Then you're going to do your prevention, and then after that, your problem will slowly get rid of itself, and you should be fine. Hi, Dora. Hi, I'm recording a video, boo. Hey, nice to meet you. She's playing with Ebony right now, so this can get crazy, or you can, oh, hi, okay, all right. Yep, told you. So, the next thing that we're going to briefly cover is ticks. The thing about ticks is ticks can cause Lyme disease, which for animals, which is really not a good thing. They do have vaccinations for Lyme, but it's not a core vaccination, which means that they aren't required to get it. But for some companions that live in areas where ticks are very common and they know that, they're more recommended to get the vaccine in case something does happen. They'll have a better chance of combating the issue, because Lyme disease is a really serious thing, especially in humans as well. It can have some really tragic results that people have to really live with forever. So the common ticks that we have here, we have the Lone Star tick, We have the black leg tick, and then we have the American dog tick. Those are the ones that pretty much are around us, and a good thing for us is that most of the things that cover flea prevention also cover tick prevention as well. So a lot of those are a double whammy. Some places, like I said, if you have more and more ticks, the wetter area, you know, all those woody foresty shrubby areas, the more ticks you'll have. They do have better prevention and products just made for that. But if you are in Cleveland like I am, you can just do the flea and tick combo and you really should be good to go. You do want to make sure though that if you guys are in the metro parks and that you had a great walk, if you made it home, you do want to do a thorough tick check. You want to make sure that your companions are free of any ticks. And if you do see a tick, I'll give you a couple steps real quick just to figure out how to get them off. But I need to see if I have my tools here. If my tick card is in here. I got this tick scraper. I have so many supplies, it's ridiculous. Where's that tick scraper? These are scissors. There's literally something. That's quick stuff. Okay now. Well, I don't have my tick scraper right now. It's back there, but I don't want to waste too much time looking for it. So I'll add in a picture of what a tick scraper looks like. But it's a tool that you will use for the tick, and it's self-explanatory. You'll put it on the tick and you'll scrape it right off. You do not want to squeeze that tick. If you get some tweezers and you squeeze that tick, you're going to put all those juices right inside of your companion, and that can be really, really a bad situation for you. So you definitely do not want to squeeze the tick. What you want to do is grab and twist firmly and try to pull that tick right out, head and all. Things that you can do to try to help with that is to try to put alcohol on it, and it typically gets them to back right out of it, so you don't have to do much. But you do need to make sure that when you are getting that tick out, use a credit card or a tick tool or something. But you just, Dora, can I have that, please? Hold on. Thank you, ma'am. So, sorry about that. But where was I? But you do not want to squeeze that tick. You want to make sure you get it to come straight out. So the next thing you want to do is clean that area. Make sure it's okay. Add a little bit of Neosporin, and also remember to keep that tick for at least a week or so in case your pet does develop any symptoms or any type of complications. You'll take it to the vet, and it's really important that they know what they're working with. All ticks are not the same, so knowing the difference in it and the type of treatment that they need is really vital in providing treatment. She got some bad zoomies right now. All right. So, kind of distracted. I hope I covered everything I needed to cover. I wanted to make it real short, sweet, and to the point. I will throw in one more thing, though. So, also along with fleas and ticks, I've really talked about it before. Because heartworm is super important. As far as heartworm treatment goes, it's like fleas, ticks, heartworms. So, briefly, 30 seconds. Heartworm is caused by mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are out everywhere. The female mosquitoes gives your companion heartworm, which causes microfilaria in the blood, which is active heartworm, which is going to be a really, really bad thing. They go down, get in the heart, and they can clog it up, and it can be thousands of them. To avoid that, you can use flea and tick products that often cover heartworm, but also that thing ProHeart I mentioned before. That product again is really, really well for heartworm. It's a 6-month or 12-month injection that you do twice a year or once a year, and it'll cover your companion from heartworm. And it is really, really effective. I've seen it in clinics that I worked at before, and I actually like it a lot. So I think that's it. If I missed anything, I'll throw it in the comments. This kitten has got some zoomies. I've been taking her outside on a leash, so I think it's about time I took her outside because she's going crazy. And thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry it's been so long. I've been going through a lot with like everything, so bear with me. I almost quit on y'all, but please give me strength, okay? Let me know what you want to see. Thank you for watching. Always follow me on Instagram at Ms.PawsCompanionFoodsandServices. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I will always see you guys next time so much. And thank you.